All right, welcome back to another episode of Suns, the start of Nothing Special podcast, a space for men of all walks of life to come together. I'm your host, David, and I welcome you again. Now, a lot of you have noticed I've been quiet, but still actively listening, which is something I'm working on for myself. Just when I'm quiet, trying to learn that being quiet doesn't mean that you don't learn, you don't listen. It just means it's the best time to learn a lot. I'm not okay, and I think I've been saying that for a long time. And the reason why I keep saying it is because I want to normalize it. I want to normalize men being able to say, "Hey, I'm not okay." And not getting any judgment for that. I'm not going to lie or pretend if I'm not feeling something. So I'm not okay. I don't want this space, however, to become a negative or hateful space. So therefore, I didn't want to post anything because a lot of what I was feeling was a lot of anger, hate, betray and all the fun and colourful emotions. In my time in silence, in my stillness, I saw a quote, and one of it really resonated with me. The idea of being okay to feel and to be in stillness. For me, I always think I have to keep moving, I have to keep doing something, but I'm starting to learn that I can still stop, listen, and learn. In this time, I've also noticed a lot of old emotions coming back up, and it sort of, as a result, made me start to beat myself down a lot more. If not for the support around me, I probably wouldn't be coming back to make this podcast so quickly. But I've found that a lot of the anger flooding back, my sadness and my fear all coming back. In my stillness, however, I learned that my fear is a part of me waiting to feel safe. That's why it's there. So my fear is there because it's waiting for that safety to return. My sadness was because of the love and care that I never received in my past friendship, my past relationship. My anger was because I have been hurt and no one listened. Right now, my life consists of just being scared, but I still have to do what I have to do. That fear is still there, but I still have to persevere. I'm learning that I can be less qualified as the other person, but I'll still walk into that room. I can be messy, imperfect, and unsure, but I'll still show up regardless. My comfort is my biggest enemy. My comfort is the enemy of my growth. So I will not allow it to stop me. That's a lot of things that's disjointed that I've been feeling lately. But something that has become abundantly clear to me is the state of the world and relationships. I know I'm not the first in seeing this or noticing this, but it is chaos out there. It is messy out there. Human beings, we have really, really destroyed what a relationship is and what it means. We have a lot of people in broken relationship, leaving the broken relationship and taking that baggage into the next relationship and going, well, my next relationship, they've got to love me for who I am. And they'll rush into another relationship. And then this other person has also left a relationship and they've got their baggage, and they're thinking the same thing. Well, my ex was crazy, or my ex was controlling, or whatever. So I'm not going to allow that. I'm going to love me. I'm going to be stronger. And these two people then find a common ground and they date each other. However, the cycle continues because now you've got two people with noticeable, sizable trauma that hasn't been worked through, and now they're trying to make a relationship. They're both thinking, no, I'm the prize. So I'm not going to change. Neither of them have taken time to work on themselves. They've just taken what they wanted from that past relationship and created a narrative for themselves and move forward with that in mind. It's just to say that I've noticed that, for lack of better example, that we're a bunch of sinners, mad at other people because they're sinning differently to us. Everyone's hurt. Hurt people are now hurting people. And people that have no reason to be hurt are getting hurt because we are not taking time to learn. We're just all in this world where we're being isolated. The isolation of, well, they were the problem. They did the wrong. I have to look out for me. They were the problem. Not taking a step back and looking at what you brought to the situation, what you brought to the table, and what you both brought that made it such a toxic and chaotic partnership. This is a topic I would like to discuss with other men and potentially a woman's point of view, but just to talk about the current state of events. I will tell you personally, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to get into those waters. I'm afraid to get into a relationship. I'm afraid to trust. I'm afraid to let anyone in. Because I'm a traditionalist. I'm an old school sort of man. I am the man in the house. I will provide. I will care for my wife, look after her. I am dominating. I am controlling. But not in a belittling or stifling out a woman's femininity, because that's not my interest. I love femininity. And for me, I believe that a man will never see a woman's true femininity until he is allowed to live in his masculinity. When a man is allowed and is free to be in his masculine element, it allows a woman's femininity to blossom and evolve. A man wakes up, kisses his family good morning, gets the house ready, goes to work hard, comes home, kisses his woman, his children, say, hey, I'll help cook, or hey, how was the day? Takes the kids, runs a bath for them. It sounds like an idealistic world, doesn't it? A man, being a man, taking up space and enough for his family, so that when his family does arrive, they've got room because he's taken up that space for them. So therefore, woman sits in that space. His children sit in that space. They feel loved, they feel free. He creates a safe home by buying a home, providing for them, allowing his kids to be as weird and as open as they want to be, loving on his wife, allowing her to be in her femininity, allowing her to take her time getting ready to dress, allowing her to go and do and pamper herself, not letting her worry or stress about things. She doesn't have any things to worry or stress about. Doing the lawns and things like that. Not because it's the manly thing to do, just because it's part of a partnership. Helping out with the laundry, letting the kids participate in the house and letting them do their own chores in the house. Loving that woman, showing her what love is, adoring every fiber of her, so she feels safe in his love. You can't tell me that then her femininity won't blossom. Then she won't want to care for you, run you a bath, scratch your hair, scratch your back, ask you how your day has been, to ask you how you are. Want to love and care for you and nurture and protect you and provide for you and protect you. And look, I love your kids as you would. You can't tell me that won't happen. What is going on with us men, guys? What is going on? We've really dropped the ball. What is going on? And my honest take on this is we are scared. Everywhere I go, I sit with my female friends and they say, oh, man, there's no real man. Oh, men are shit, men are shit. And not to, alienate all my female listeners a little bit, but then I look at the men that you are naturally attracted to, men you go for, the type of man, what you talk about, and I'm like, well, from the start, I could have told you that was a red flag. Or I could have told you that's not the man for you. Or why do you keep going there? It's not men are shit. It's the men that you go after are shit. But also the men that are meaning well, we just don't know anymore. The waters are uncertain. Before a man will come with a flower to your door, a man will ask you on a date, he will keep courting you. He'll be persistent if he wants you. Now, if I'm persistent, it's like, oh, you're weird, you're creepy. Just take no. A man fought for what they wanted. They courted. They wanted a woman that went for it. Nothing would get in their way. But now it's very unfamiliar waters for us. I keep hearing this thing of guys that have girlfriends and girlfriends will say to me, yeah, he doesn't do anything. We just sit at home, sit on the bed and watch movies, watch TV. Come on, guys. I understand there's a space for that. I understand that there's time for that as well. And I agree. I love doing those things like that. I love to sit down and not think and not do any, just enjoy that. But also it's got to be balance. How boring is that? Every night doing the same thing. Mix it up. Do a random Kmart trip. Both of you get in your comfies and just drive them by snacks and just go there and just buy things you don't need. But it's not even buying. It's also just getting out of the house. It's at night just going, hey, babe, let's buy a takeaway. Macca's. Driving somewhere. Just a spot. Drive there and live, open the boot of the car and sit there and just have a meal in there. It doesn't have to be a candle, just you both. Just do that and then talk about things. Why don't guys do that anymore? Going down to the gorge and walking around there or finding somewhere and just sit there and have a sneaky makeout session. Waking up in the morning going, hey, let's go for a hike here. Or hey, let's go for a drive to in this place, Devil's Corner, and let's have a pizza and listen to live music. Let's go to this vineyard and have a cheese platter and then go back home. It's not about getting drunk. It's just doing something, being fun. I don't know. It's a very taboo topic that I'd like to get into, but I think I would like to have a back and forth with someone. So I think that's probably what conversation I'll have next time about relationship. But thanks for listening, guys. Just a quick thought. All right. Have a good day. Deuces.